at M4. I don't know. Like, I don't know. He talked to a lot of the pro teams there, and I don't know if the boot camp was like very secluded or anything, but like there was a lot of people at the hotel, and everybody would always like gather and like party after all the games are said and done. And we also had like a place that we could eat like lunch, dinner, breakfast was all served. So like we would always be chatting, all the teams kind of sitting together. It was a pretty cool experience, to be honest. But I think he has it.
That's one of the deadly thing for a rising star in a competitive environment is to go for the easy way where you're already famous, you already have a lot of kind of people praising you, and you just want to focus on having fun.
Yeah.
And then you give up slowly onto like practicing hard and going the extra mile compared to other people that are working hard and don't have the community you have, the fan base. Those people always will have the time because they don't have the disruption around them. They just focus on playing. That's
right.
I hope ZANE keeps his mindset.
I can see that,
to be the pro he wants to be and to get his title.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's what he's gonna have to show here, to be honest. Like this is gonna be the grit. It's where he's gonna have to crawl. I think this is the moment. I don't know if I mean, I can make up as many excuses I wanted about what happened yesterday, but hopefully we don't see that outcome today. Everybody brings their A game. Cutie doing a little bit better on the mid lane. So
may the best win. This is a ruthless format, double elimination, best of one. This is the last chance for everyone. And we're seeing Fanny, Kaja, 1-1, and Arlot being banned. Interesting, the Fanny ban. Okay, a lot of respect being given to Fanny. I guess the Huevo has a secret weapon.
So this is just a perspective of like, since I've watched all of the last ones, these are the same exact 3 bans that they do every single time.
Oh really?
Yeah, like no matter even if they know if the person has a Fanny player or not. Like,
oh really?
Aja, Fanny, always the first 2 bans.
That's interesting. So even if they know their opponents, they will ban things that are general bans, not targeting the bans on.
That's what it seems, which is crazy, right?
That sounds weird. That's
like I don't know if they're not watching. Well, a lot of the games aren't streamed, but I definitely did stream the Huevos games, or some of them. So it's interesting that they go for that. And being BTK, being MOBA ZANE, he has more exposure, kind of like you were saying earlier. So now not only does he have to deal with that aspect of it, he also like the team knows who he is, and they knows a lot of the people on the BTK roster right now. So they get to utilize those target bans to a perspective that BTK is not able to do on the Huevos. So I'd like to
see ZANE on something a bit more. I think you will agree with me. I'd like to see him something a bit more mechanical, something that's a bit more solo play type, assassin or a marksman even. I've been saying that on M4. I didn't really get. I got served with the Granger pick. It didn't work. I was a bit disappointed. But last game he had a Kai, and I feel like if he really wants to show the way and inspire his team as a leader, he gotta go with a hard carry and just show how it's done. I think he still has it. It's been a long time he's been on those tanky heroes in the jungle. Everyone's been like asking him, please play something that hard carry is something a bit more squishy, but that has this capacity to snowball and do the plays in team fights. We'll see. Maybe he's gonna succumb to the temptation. Maybe not. Maybe he's gonna go on his.
Yeah, I mean, they've been kind of banning out a lot of his tank heroes too, and I mean that's kind of why he fell into the palms of the forgotten ones, right? Like the Diggy. He was forced to go the Kai because of. Like he's only really focusing on that tank role. When I've really seen MOBA ZANE pull out, like Hayabusas and ranked and stuff, and I've seen even pull out our lot, but of course that's banned in this pulling out the Karina.
Karina would be nice because even though it's a tanky hero because he plays it only tank, he plays it amazing. He's so good at kiting with it. That's kiting and kind of pushing his opponents to fall into a chasing game, because everyone has a target on Zane's back, right? Everyone wants to kill him. Whenever they play against him, they are all drawn onto Zane. And when you play Karina, you can bait so much. You can bait so much, really push your opponents to do a mistake, overcome it on something they shouldn't, and just be greedy, you know. And Zane is good at that. He's good at feeling that everyone is onto him and playing with that. So I think that's what we're gonna see. They have Glue, they have Paramis.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them. I mean, I feel like Glue's a little bit more up on this. One thing that I didn't really see last time in the BTK's match is that T wasn't really like counter cutting lanes, so he was always behind. So that's kind of what I want to see on this game, is that hopefully he doesn't allow Ree on this Benedetta to cut his lanes and put him behind, which, if we're looking at XP lanes, is going to be one of the decision factors here if the Glue can beat the Benedetta. But it's still good go.
We're focused a lot on BTK's draft, but Melissa, Martis, Benedetta, that's a nasty start. And I'm a big fan of Benedetta XP because of this capacity to rotate quick and help the team and just outnumber your opponent early on in the game. And it really gives you the little mental boost and in-game boost you need early game to just lock the game for yourself, control the space, and close the game. So Benedetta is super scary.
Benedetta,
very scary for the enemy backlaner as well.
And Melissa too, you know, like now the Karina is gonna have a little bit of a hard time getting in there with her ultimate go away, you know. That shield is amazing. But I do like the bans that are coming out. Claude has been an absolute menace in the esports seeds right now, as well as like Valentina is also a good counter just because they don't have a mage player yet.
I think we all agree this game is going to come down to team synergy on BTK. You can put as much pressure as you want on Zane's shoulders, but here it's really going to be important for the goal laner to show up. He's going to have a lot of work to do. You can only do so much with carrying a tank. Faramis, same thing. Faramis is a big playmaking hero throughout the game, both in early to late game. It's really a hero you can change the game with. So we'll see. I know we have Atlas as well, Lolita, Valentina. Okay.
One thing is that Yuna, I haven't seen Yuna play anything but a Wanwan, and they did ban the Wanwan out. So what has me curious here is, what do they attempt to go for the Melissa? You know, like they could pull out a Beatrix, they could pull out a Moskov, depending on what they want to go with.
You gotta bring it to the late game, huh?
Oh yeah.
If you play it, especially with that, remember the Ohe build during M4? Yep. It was playing 6 damage item, no good. That was amazing to watch. Like, you couldn't kill him and he was just melting anyone. But no, they're gonna go for an Eve on Huevo side, and we see Franco carry. All right. Can you play that carry here though? Really on carry's ass all the time.
That's what I was saying. Like the back line, like you're gonna have some problems just with the Petrify and the combination there. And I was also wondering the Franco. Yeah, maybe.
That's a tough one, huh? That is a tough one, dude. The Franco.
They're pending.
Okay, so they're focusing on Franco just to kind of. Okay, maybe not. Actually, maybe not. Let's see what they pick.
I think they're hesitating a lot. They do go with the Cho.
Is that a Yaoi level Shao or?
I think this is like, if I'm not mistaken, this is like the third time I think Theo might have pulled out a Chow. So it'd be interesting. I mean, what we're gonna really see is that they might try to get some key plays on the Yve, maybe the Martis, if they can catch the Melissa off guard before she can use the ultimate. That might be a really good key play. But their BTK is really like situational here, you know, like they need to strategize at this point, and it's gonna be skill based on relying on this show to be able to get sets here.
They need to get enough room for carry to farm. I think she's gonna struggle a bit because you have the smartest Melissa, Benedetta, really strong early game. That's kind of scary to go against. And I wouldn't feel, if I'm playing carry here, I wouldn't feel that protected. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna play around her. You gotta, you know, Okay, there's ZANE. You know, he's kind of shining with his amazing aura, but you gotta keep in mind your gold laner is the one to do the work here. And you got Diggy last. Diggy last, huh? A lot of mobility of this little purify for the team. It's gonna come handy in the late game if you want to defuse a fight where it's not good enough, and he's gonna deny a bit Shao. If he's
that's what I was about to say. This was the downfall of BTK last time, was a Diggy. Yeah. Not being able to rely on those sets is gonna be a little rough, but without further ado, looks like we are going to be getting into the best of one. BTK versus the Huevos here. Both lineups looking pretty solid. Jimmy, who do you think has the better draft?
I enjoyed the Huevos draft for the early game, and it's a big question mark in my head on how BTK will play the late game with this. You know, it's doable. I always enjoy comps around carry. I think carry is an amazing marksman late, probably top 2 in my mind, but she requires an amazing peel, great front lane. If you're not comfortable late game and you feel like you're too isolated in team fights, you can't do anything. So
and just off the bat, you know, like I was saying, Ree's already cutting that lane against T, which is, again, he didn't go for the cut himself, which I feel like is a micro play that can kind of cause problems if that continues to happen throughout the game. MOBA ZANE's able to get the lethal. Theo's has been a really good tank at being able to get vision all over the map, though, so I got to give him to that.
Well, let's see. T's going a bit more forward. Let's see if he's going to manage to do it. But yeah, there's not much reason why he would be scared of cutting and maybe dueling Benedetta. But it's Bene, huh? A lot of... A lot of dodges, high mobility. It's a bit annoying to go against, but you have the regen with Luke. Look at him. He's fine. He's doing great. Trying to outpoke the Bene.
MOBA ZANE able to get the gold crab in the bottom lane, utilizing that retry to secure it. Good micro play, you know, like that. That steals a little bit of gold from the jungle, gives them a tad bit of an XP lead, not too much. And I mean, they're kind of all zoning up towards the top tower, while T and Ree are just two titanic monsters.
Picked, though.
That's what I'm saying.
If you get picked, that's free turtle.
Free turtle.
The turtle is about 15 seconds to popping. The first one, if you die there, that's turtle for your opponents for sure. So that's something you guys need to be aware of whenever you're playing XP or even gold when you're close to the first turtle. You gotta be careful with the guys.
Gotta definitely be careful. MOBA ZANE.
The retribution.
Ooh, it goes towards Huevos as Ree dives into the back line, utilizing a lot of that damage in that peel as the time journey comes off and the real world manipulation comes down by the Huevos. Neither team's able to secure a kill here, and they go back to laning, Jimmick.
That was a bit messy. I'm feeling the pressure on BTK's side. It's, you know, they're all going a bit all around. Not sure the retribution was missed. And even though we completely missed his ultimate with Bene, he got no one. They still managed to get the fight. And
like Reem.
Going down.
Oh, maybe not.
Yes? No.
This is what a battle. Nice. T's able to secure the kill on Ree.
That's great for the confidence, I think, for T, especially in his explain. Since you said he was playing a bit more cautious, maybe he's gonna be a bit more open now.
Yeah, that might be the first step that we needed for T to get a little bit of a lead, a confidence boost, as we see a play possibly done on the Diggy here as Rito utilizing a lot of the Martis mobility. ZANE, though, coming in and hitting the retry once again and constantly stealing the jungle from Rito.
It does stack up. BTK tried to do a little trap here, but they got collapsed on. Good timing for the Huevo to check that bush all together. Maybe they knew. I don't know. But for now, BTK, everything to do. They are taking their time. They are ahead in goal. Not too bad, huh? You see all those little retribution you're mentioning? They stack up. They stack up, and that's probably why BTK is so ahead now.
I will say that is the one thing that MOBA ZANE does best, which is just knowing when and how to handle those retries, using them to their full advantage. I think that's one thing that I haven't really seen by Rito here, is that a lot of the retributions haven't been there to steal objectives, and the micro by MOBA ZANE is pretty good.
A lot of top junglers underestimate the importance of their retribution and the farming cycle to be perfect. Like really, really perfect in detail.
Ooh, the way the dragon does connect onto Rito, able to secure the kill. MOBA ZANE able to hit the retry on the turtle. Re now on the run. Not able to escape and goes down.
And in the meantime, they are kind of trading the turtle to get some pressure on the carry. Slowing down the farm of the gold laner. They want to enhance Melissa's capacity to get full stuff sooner. We'll see if that works out. Good bit of pressure from Theo. And despite playing against Diggy, he's there. He's really pushing Diggy to burn his cooldowns as fast as possible. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to go ahead, he needs to take some risk, he needs to force Diggy to ultimate soon, and then they can fight. As soon as the ultimate of Diggy is off the table, you just can go for it.
MOBA ZANE once... Yeah, he once again stole the blue buff from Rito. So that is like the 4th objective jungle side that he's stolen from the Huevo. So, well, and again, that's snowballing.
He is 2,000 gold ahead of Rito.
Yep.
That's a huge gap in 5 minutes. That's
I think that was the breathing room they created there, you know, just at that turtle, being able to secure a kill on Re, being able to get the way of the dragon. Ooh, but the retry does come out onto the Diggy. Diggy uses time journey to escape. Wow.
That's the timing. That's the timing they are looking for. Diggy has no ultimate. No, they need to force. They need to go forward. And Benedetta, bad rotation here. There.
Ooh, but the real world manipulation does come down. Theo is low, but like you said, that was a bad rotation. At that point, you probably could have cut off Theo if you just patiently waited just a little bit longer there.
He could have gone for it, even though Eve used his ultimate pretty well. I think they could have re-engaged. Honestly, I think they're gonna play passive, you know, safeguard their advance for now. Maybe take a risk a bit later when they feel it's the better timing to do it. And for now, Tia still a bit passive on the wave.
Even though like he sees he is cutting now, but it looks like with a little bit of the help of MOBA ZANE kind of pushing him in that direction. We do see it looks like there's 3 of BTK. Re might be getting cut off guard here, being pushed back to the lane. ZANE's gonna secure this turtle without any pressure from the Huevos.
Yato getting a bit of heat here, but you know, free turtle for BTK, 3,600 gold ahead. Would you say that maybe the Huevo is feeling the pressure here?
I do think they were feeling the pressure, you know. But the one thing we do have to think is that we have to watch out for this Yves, right? Like, it has the Impure Rage, which is going to tick via health percentage damage, right? So into the late game, when MOBA ZANE has full build, maybe the real world manipulation can possibly control it, and I think he knows that as we see a retribution popped on Yves. Real world manipulation comes down, but it's not. It does save them. MOBA ZANE in a little bit of a sticky situation, able to make it out. Re coming in with a Petri, getting it, but the Altar comes out, and BTK'S does turn this around, trying to give them a salt of their own. But they're able to sustain on both times. Yeah, it was a good bait.
That's Karina and ZANE. That's his bait capacity. He's just taking so much heat onto himself so that the team can just come in when the opponents have nothing to use. And they didn't get anything in exchange. But yeah, ZANE did a good job here. Next time he does that, Carrie's gonna be here probably to finish the fight. And as I'm saying this, they're taking the tier 1 on the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean,
slow and steady.
Yeah, we're seeing it slow and steady, and then once you reach, it's roughly around this like 8-minute mark that I normally see teams like start to really snowball, because now they're securing, we could probably take a look at it, they're securing their 3rd or their 2nd main item, depending on what type of build they went with. And we're seeing BTK at that point right now. Stool, they secured 1 tower, which is decent on their side, and none for the Huevo. So the goal difference is huge. First Lord is up now, Jimmy.
yet to see a crazy play, you know. I'm yet to see like some amazing team fight, really well engaged with a great setup. We see Theo getting Diggy. This is getting the Lord.
Ooh, real world manipulation comes down. Marcus Ree's able to kill Theo there. Wow, Ree falls to MOBA ZANE, but they're not going to stop here. They did get the Lord, but all of the Huevos is pushing. They're able to secure a kill on Theo and Yato, but the passive of a Fear Mist goes off and Yato's back already, but it's still going as T flickers in. He's kind of thick on this glue, able to get the split off, and they're able to secure the kill on Melissa here. MOBA ZANE is back as well. It is now 4 of them there. I really say BTK kind of came up on top, even though it looked like a sticky situation, as Diggy goes down as well. Real manipulation really came out and did nothing. The Lord is not going to be pushing here.
Yeah, I think Yuna just reached his power spike. He's going to start melting through the front lane. They just need to be very supportive of him, and maybe Theo needs to know stop ultimating DD and keep his cooldowns as much as possible for a more defensive stance and play around Yuna. Gotta play around Yuna. Keep ZANE baiting as much as he can, taking all the heat on himself, all the focus, and then just clear the fight. Yuna is sitting on 4-0-2, he's quite safe, so I think they won't have any problem doing it.
Yeah, they did back out to be able to take and secure this this mid tower. They're gonna eat it right away. Again, I think
that was a close fight, huh?
It was. Yeah, and I mean, it crazy because of the gold difference, but Yuna Cutie's able to secure the kill on Ree. Now it's only the tier 3 inhibitors that are left. Theo tried to get away with the Dragon Arito, but it wasn't enough. Real world manipulation comes out as a cult altar for BTK side. BTK is just too thick right now, but the Huevos doesn't want to give up. Rito is in the thick of BTK and falls.
I think Rito felt like the ultimate of Farmis was a bit too early and not really well timed, so he wanted to force that, but that was too much because they didn't have Benedetta. Benedetta got picked. That should have been the... Oh, ZANE surviving this. My god, he's just carrying that tank. He's just surviving anything you throw at her.
Ooh, Glue tries to get in, but the time journey is popped by the Huevos. Yeah, I mean, MOBA ZANE on the Karina, it just, I mean, 4-0-3. Again, if they do get some shutdowns here, even on Yuna Cutie, like, they're gonna get a little bit of gold, but to be honest, at 11 minutes, this is a hard match to come back from.
I think ZANE on Karina is perfect for him because he can do plays, he can get kills, but he can also control the timing of the setup. He can tell when the fight is gonna start or not. He goes forward, he kites, the enemies engage or not, or maybe Theo finds a flank. You know, he really sets the tempo whenever he wants to, and he can also just finish the fights because Karina still melts. Doesn't matter if you do their tank or not, he can still do the play. So it fits him well.
It does, and I mean, just he on this this glue is just being a nuisance for the team. Didn't even need to be at the Lord, but a conceal play is popped by Theo. They really want to capture this kill on Ree. Will they make it in time? They do. Ree's able to dash out the way of the dragon, connects though. Ree on the run. Can he escape? I don't think so. MOBA ZANE's able to secure the kill on Ree, and this is a bad situation for the Huevos to be in with the Lord pushing.
Yep. This Benedetta pick, he's been rotating well, he's been farming well, but really got denied, huh? Good stuff from BTK for focusing Benedetta pretty much the whole time and cancelling her ability to impact his game.
Ooh.
Completely denied.
Completely denied. Coulter does come out. Rito was almost going down. Time Journey saves him. The Lord's in. T is really low. Melissa is tearing through the back line right now. MOBA ZANE is really thick as the Lord still has half HP, but I think they defend this here. As, geez, just, dude, MOBA ZANE is a one-man army against the whole team with a tank Karina.
I want to see Yuna a bit more aggressive. He's taking too much time to kind of follow up on the set because he's scared of the Smarties and Eve and everyone collapsing on him. Maybe he should adopt more defensive build. He's going full damage. I don't necessarily like it, especially when I see he's stressing out on his engages. You know, he's taking too much time. They gotta be careful. If they give too much time to the Huevo, you know, something could happen. And they are still 12,000 gold behind. So it tells you how much respect BTK is giving to them. If they're not finishing now.
I'd say it's a tough situation. I mean, the biggest thing that the Huevos has is the Yves. Like, Yves is probably like one of the best heroes in the game for base defense with the real world manipulation. So if they can utilize that and not allow Theo to get into the back line to stop it, they could hold out for maybe a Lord or two. But the way the dragon connects onto the Diggy, Time Journey does not come out. He doesn't use it, interesting enough. But while we're talking, Yato falls. Unicutie's able to take out Rito here as we see T really far into the back line, taking on a lot of the team. The split almost killing Melissa. Immortality popped by the base is gonna fall. A little bit of a, I mean, that was a wild play. It could have came out on top, but it didn't here.
I don't know, man. I'm just a bit confused by Carrie's build. I'll be honest with you, because she really gets melted in a couple of shots, and I think that's why he's struggling to find his spot in the fights. He's just so squishy right now. I would trade a couple of items. I think his burst is insane, mate. As you can see, he doesn't need those 5 items attack. He just... Eve is an issue, but maybe build Athena or Radiant Armor. That's it, you know, you will have a bit more room to play with. Right now, he got poked a couple of times under inhibitor, he couldn't get in, and he had to go back, and then BTK just, you know, forced, and the Nexus didn't work out. But let's see, another lot coming in on the mid lane, and we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, it does seem like if Yato, I was about to say, I wonder if they're gonna control these lanes a little bit, because as we can see, Lord is pushing. The right and the left lane aren't coming in just yet, but we do see an engage happening as the Lord is half HP. Real world manipulation is popped. As the Coulter is popped, they do stop the real world manipulation. Into the backline. Unicutie really low. Lord falls down. Yato utilizes the flicker to try to get a peel, but again, this is what I was saying, they're holding out.
Now, what is this deal? He sold his boots to get another attack item. I don't understand. You have way more damage than you need to in this draft. I don't understand why he's focusing on offensive items. Just sacrifice a bit of your offense to get more defense. He got poked by Benedetta, got petrified, and lost 75% of his life in a single skill shot. Yeah. You gotta switch things around. You need to be the key to close these games. And BTK is giving him enough room to work with. Actually, they are doing their best just to kite as much damage as they can. But Yuna just cannot get him. He cannot get him because he's too squishy. Sell a couple of items. Get yourself empty cuirass. Get yourself radiant armor and be good.
Real world manipulation comes out. Theo in a lot of trouble. Does have to flicker away there. And just to kind of build off of what you were saying as well, you know, like, ooh, this might actually be a really good play, being able to secure a kill on Ree. So now they're 1-up. Do they end this game? I mean, this is the time. The Benedetta's not there to peel the back line and get to him, but he kind of overextending it now at 80% HP. We'll be able to heal.
They need to chill. They need to wait for that Lord. And oh my god, I hope they don't lose this game on itemization. That would be horrible. That would be such a stupid way to lose on anything else but items. You know?
I'm with you. Like,
his positioning, okay,
like why doesn't this carry have immortality yet? Why? Like, it's getting into the 18 minutes. Like, if you die, it's gonna be tough for BTK to make a comeback. So like, get another defensive item so you don't get peeled off. I do like that they're now giving a lot of the buffs to Unicutie, but I think it's gonna line up to that. And the BTK, one of the biggest problems they're running into and why they can't end this game is that they're relying on sets by Theo. And if they can't get a set, like, then they can't fully push a base just because the Huevos can survive. But it's just how long can they survive?
There isn't really any sets. Like, they are defending well. it's just about who does the most damage and who focuses the marksman the fastest. That's it. And you cannot get Melissa straight up. She's way too, way too covered. Her mechanics, it's all about surviving and having Marty's, having Bene and Eve, and everyone can protect her, right? So it's all about carry melting for the front lane faster. And she has the damage. But again, can you survive more than 2 seconds? Well, with this build, it's tough.
That's kind of what happened to BTK last time, is like once they fell into the late game, they won one crazy play and that's all it takes, and a team can just push straight down mid and it's GG's, but we are now finally seeing a perfectly lane sync going into this going into the backline. Real world manipulation does come out, so they're able to take out Melissa. Like you were saying, focus on the marksman. I think this is it. BTK able to win against the Huevos. Moving on.
I gotta say, it was scary, man. I was sweating. I was like,
yeah, dude, my palms are sweaty.
Oh my god! After controlling pretty much perfectly the macro, they were like what 14,000, 15,000 gold ahead, and still the games last 20 minutes. I'm
that's crazy.
I'm a positive guy. I see the good stuff in what's good, but that's a bit scary. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like you were saying, having a 12k gold lead at like the 8-minute mark, you thought they would have had a little bit more control, and that's why when that first team fight happened and that the Huevos actually responded a little bit to BTK, I was like, whoa, like they're here to play, right? Like they know how to make some of those micro plays to take advantage into a team fight, even though they're 12k behind.
Look at the damage, huh? 96k damage from Melissa, 60 on Yuna. Yuna, if you're watching, I know you're pro, you're in BTK, you probably feel like your ego is over the roof, but I'm telling you, if you exchange a couple of your items damage for defense, you will last 2 times longer in team fights. You will do a bit less damage, but on a long period of time, you will do way more. So you will have more impact. Even though his MVP didn't die, it's great. I still believe if he